You're tuned in to the Afin Bank Heroes podcast. This is where we shine a spotlight on individuals and organizations that are driving positive change and making extraordinary contributions within the community. Get ready to be inspired. Welcome to the maiden episode of the Afin Bank Heroes podcast, where we showcase the amazing people and communities within the UK diaspora. I'm your host, Nkem is my name, and today I'm joined by two people who are doing incredible work within the Zimbabwean community in the UK. Nico and Cecilia, it's a pleasure to have you on our first episode. I'm personally very excited. Could you please introduce yourselves to our audience?
Thank you. Hi, I'm Nico, and I'm the Zimbabwe Accountants International President. I'm really happy to be here. And this is a group of accountants who came together in August 2022 to form a group, and we have grown from then. So thank you for having me.
Cecilia?
Hello, everyone. Thank you for having me today. I'm Cecilia, and I'm the ZI Vice President and also the founder of Zimbabwe Accountants International. I'm so delighted to be here. I've been in the UK just coming over 10 years now. Thank you.
Thank you, Nico and Cecilia. So let's talk about Zimbabwe Accountants International Limited, otherwise known as ZI, of which both of you are obviously a big part of. I'm aware of some of the things you're doing, and I know some of the big initiatives you've embarked on. But for the benefit of our listeners, what would you say is the mission of ZI? Nico?
So the mission of ZI is to encourage networking between Zimbabwean accountants in the UK. And we encourage networking through information sharing and exchanging different information. And our next aim is also to provide an opportunity for accountants to give back and make an impact in the community.
Thank you, Nico. And building on that, ZI as a professional association is certainly committed to the growth of its members. What growth opportunities do you provide to the members of your association?
Plenty of growth opportunities. So what we do through our networking is we encourage people to organize events, even locally, and to organize events nationally. So, for example, we have had 2 ZI annual balls, which are national events where we encourage accountants all over the country to come together and to learn from each other. And then locally, we do lunches, we do local meetups. And the idea of that is to allow people to have a more intimate networking experience and to allow accountants to share knowledge to each other.
Thank you, Nicole. Cecilia, you're the founder of ZI. That's really impressive, I must say. So what informed this big idea? What brought it about? And also, I'm sure that along your journey, you must have recorded 1 or 2 success stories. Would you like to let us know how ZI came about and some of the achievements you've made along your journey?
Okay, thank you very much, Kemi. So the reason why I decided to form ZI is because I realized that there is no networking forum for Zimbabweans in the UK, especially the student accountants. I realized that we didn't have that and would have wanted support from qualified members. So that's the reason why I formed ZI. And I just thought it's a perfect opportunity for us to network and be together and achieve big things, have charity and expand our knowledge together. So right now we currently have over 900 students and members in our network, and we're growing. We're in countries such as South Africa, Zimbabwe, USA, Netherlands, and Australia, among others.
Nicole.
Thanks, Kemi. I think that's quite important, what Cecilia was saying about the foundation principles of helping each other and networking. And I'll tell you why that's important, because with a growing group of accountants, you realize that there's so much knowledge that needs to be shared. And our goal really is to be able to expand our network to become a global network. And when you have a global reach, then you can have an impact, such as we can do charity work, we can do projects, we can do sustainability stuff. And the key thing about that is having people to be able to do that.
Thank you, Nico and Cecilia. What I hear you say is that you've succeeded in building a community for accountants, Zimbabwe accountants in the UK, and even those abroad. So I'd like to talk about community engagement. As a bank, we're committed to supporting our customers and their community. So community engagement is a very big part of our strategy. How does ZAI foster a sense of community among Zimbabwean accountants and generally Zimbabweans living in the UK?
So in terms of fostering community links, I think what we focus on is, number one, have networking events across the UK. So we've had annual balls in Reading, we've had meetups in London, and this is just to allow people an opportunity to meet each other in person and benefit from each other. And then the second thing is we've got this WhatsApp group where we share different ideas, different technical information, and even jobs. We also share jobs on this group. And the third thing is we also want to encourage our students to have information from people who've had 30 or 40 years in the profession so they can benefit from knowledge, experience, and other advice.
Yeah, so you provide opportunity for mentoring and coaching and the like. So thank you.
Correct.
So my next question is to both of you, Nico and Cecilia. In the past couple of years, we've seen a lot of Africans coming to the UK. Some have come for schooling and some have come to take up jobs. What advice do you have for Zimbabweans seeking to advance their careers in the UK? How do they navigate this very interesting professional terrain? Cecilia, you want to go first?
Yes, thank you. So the first thing I'd say is it would be nice for them to get a mentor, because once you get a mentor, you'll be able to easily navigate your career, and you know somebody who's been somewhere and they can guide you through the principles and what they've done wrong and what they've done well. So that's really good. The second thing is adaptability. So they need to be able to adapt to a different culture, to a different environment, and to different products and services. So that's the second thing. And then one thing I would also say is continuous learning. They need to continue learning. You can never stop learning.
Yeah, and just to add to that, I think when you come to the UK, I think culture is very important. I think you have to understand the local culture outside work. You have to understand how people interact, how people perceive things. And that's very important because you want to fit in the environment. You don't want to be a hermit and just hide under your bushel. You want to be included and part of everything. So it's important to embrace the culture even outside work.
Thank you, Nico and Cecilia. So, speaking of the impact of your association's activities on your home country, which is Zimbabwe, are there initiatives or some projects that involve collaboration between the Zimbabwe UK community and organizations back home? Nico?
Yes, there is. So we've got a ZAI charity.
Okay.
And what the charity does is it connects students in Zimbabwe who need books for studying with people in the UK who have finished their studies and they want to give their books to them. So what we tend to do is we take those books from those who finished their exams and we'll pass them on to the students. So that's one thing we do. And then the second thing we do is we want to encourage good professional ethics from the time you're a student. Mm-hmm. So we've got a WhatsApp group where we share information, we share professional articles just to help the students to know the journey of a professional from the time they're a student. And we think that's important because it becomes second nature to them to be professional from the get-go.
And the WhatsApp group has members from people living in Zimbabwe at the moment.
Correct,
okay.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Cecilia, back to you, founder of ZAI. So what's the future like? I mean, you know what informed the mission. You know where you are at the moment. Where are you headed? Where is ZAI headed? When you look at ZAI, in the next 5 years, where do you see it? What plans do you have for the future?
Okay, that's good. So ZAI is going from strength to strength. As I said, today is 1 year, 8 months. Looking forward to our anniversary, 2 years. We'll have activities lined up and hopefully we can invite as many people from the community to help us celebrate this milestone. Secondly, I'll be going to USA in May. So we want to improve our networks across the world So we just don't want to focus in the UK, but want to focus across the whole world. Like Nico has said, so far we've done events in Reading, we've done events in Birmingham, Warsaw, London, but now we are trying to reach outside this country. As you know, the world is global. So those are some of the initiatives. And lastly, we want to continue and expand our Zai charity. So hopefully we'll be able to get sponsors as well who will be able to assist us with our projects. And we're happy to work with as many sponsors as possible. If there's anybody who wants to sponsor us, or if there's anyone who wants to work with us and has got ideas because they've had what we've done, or they know they've got any ideas for us, we're always willing to work with new people.
Yes, thank you, Cecilia. So Zai is expanding to new territories and, you're looking for partnerships.
Exactly. And additionally to what Cecilia has said, we're excited of the future. We see a membership network of thousands and thousands of people. If you look in the profession, there's a growing demand for our services as a profession. And there's so many accountants out there who need to know about us. So we are expanding our network, and we want to even stretch our borders, not only in the UK, but we want to go to Dubai, America, Canada, all over the world, because this is a global movement. And what this partnership that Cecilia was mentioning, I think that will benefit both us and the other organizations that we work with. And we're very happy to be part of this project as well on the podcast, because it allows us to foster that relationship with you guys. So thank you.
Thank you, Cecilia and Nico. And I'm sure that many people will listen to this podcast and they're wondering, I want to be a part of Zai. How do I join? So what is the process for joining the association? Nico?
Thank you, Kemi. That's a very good question. So Zai is open to any chartered accountant and any accounting student from any accounting body from anywhere in the world. And we're excited to welcome new people. And to join, you have to go on zaionline.co.uk. You fill in a form, and then we'll send you an email with instructions. Thank you.
Thank you, Nico. Rounding off, final words from the founder of Zai, Cecilia.
Thank you, Kemi. So my last words are to say, please follow us. We are on social media. We can be found on Instagram. We can be found on LinkedIn. We can be found on Facebook. And we are Zai, standing for Zimbabwe Accountants International. If you want to partner with us at this particular time, we're looking for sponsors to help us grow. So you can also go on our website as well to look for further information to partner with us. I also want to say a big thank you to the bank for inviting us today. I feel really happy and grateful for all the opportunities and the partnership that has started between us and them. So hopefully we can continue working together. Thank you.
Thank you. And that brings us to the end of the first episode of the Afin Bank Heroes podcast. I must say a big thank you to our guests, Cecilia and Nico, for the valuable insights and perspectives that you've both shared. To our listeners, if you've enjoyed this episode, please subscribe and share with your network so we can continue to celebrate the amazing work being done to support the diaspora community in the UK. At Afin Bank, our mission is to make banking effortless to empower you. Till our next episode, stay empowered and keep making an impact. Bye for now from me, Kemi.